What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. I'm Justice Simmons, and I'm going to give my thoughts today on the results of WWE TLC 2016. Hosted heat in my area, I guess, of Dallas, Texas. I finished watching it on the WWE Network. Wow, that was an interesting pay-per-view. Like, I made my predictions earlier on. Got only one of them right, so let's go through it down the list. The kickoff match was basically the Hype Bros and American Alpha and Apollo Crews versus the Ascension, the Vaudevillains, and gosh, that cane wielding Kurt Hawkins. And it was an alright match. It was just it gave an opportunity to see more of the American Alpha, which is pretty good. I'm starting to really like the entrance music for the Vaudevillains. Great. It was a good match. Another chance for the Ascension to have a match, be on TV. This is always great. And Apollo Crews as well, who I haven't seen in weeks. But yeah, it's an alright match. Apollo Crews and the American Alpha and the Hype Bros went over. Mojo Rawley is still the most entertaining thing in that whole match. This was followed by the tag team title match. SmackDown tag team titles, Heath Slater and Rhino versus Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt. This was a pretty cool match. I like this match. It went how you would probably think it would go. A lot of cool Randy and Bray Wyatt beating up on Heath Slater. Rhino was in the match. When he was in the match, it was pretty good. Interesting note in this match, at one point, Rhino got the hot tag, or Heath Slater got the hot tag to Rhino, and Rhino was going off beating everybody up. And then at one point, Rhino was aiming to spear Randy Orton on the outside of the ring, but Luke Harper, who happened to show up during the match, pushed Orton out the way and took a spear to the barricade for Randy Orton, which is interesting because there's been seen to be a little bit of tension between Randy Orton and Luke Harper, who are supposed to be apparently part of the Wyatt family now, which I don't think will last long because Randy Orton is the Viper. He's known for breaking up factions. And in this match, Rhino gets back in the ring and was about to go for Bray, but gets caught with the RKO out of nowhere, and then Randy gets the pin, and then we got new tag team champions in Rhino and Bray Wyatt. This will mark, Randy, as to my knowledge, has not held the tag team titles since Rated RKO, so that's pretty cool. And finally, Bray Wyatt has a title. Finally, it feels like there's something there. And Luke Harper got to hold the titles at the end of the match. This was a no disqualification match between Carmella and Nikki Bella. To me, this was going to be the match that they refer to as the P-break, because I'm not invested in this at all. Between those two, Nikki Bella, she's good. She's a lot better than when she started. Carmella, she's good. She's working, from what I've seen, better as a heel than as anything else. And from last Tuesday's SmackDown, we saw that Carmella got a black eye from one of them shots she got from Nikki Bella. So it was like, wow, so she's going to come with a Fury tonight. And I predicted Carmella to get the win. Didn't turn out the way. This was, of all the matches, this probably took me by surprise because, like I said, this was the match I was not looking too much into. But, this was actually a pretty brutal, pretty physical match. I enjoyed it. There's a lot of swinging with the canes. I guess the women liked the kendo stick very much so. And there's a spot with the fire extinguisher, a very long one. I was like, it was like, wow, that's pretty messed up. But yeah, Nikki Bella got the win, and it was like, okay, Nikki Bella wins again. It's like, I don't know if it's quite burying yet, but man, it definitely it feels like Carmella needed that win. Nikki doesn't. She's Nikki Bella. People I'm not a huge Nikki Bella fan at all. I'm barely, to me, I'm not going to see something for Nikki Bella. But Carmella kind of needed this, so she said she lost. But at the end of the match, she did something interesting. She said, from what happened at Survivor Series, she was like, yeah, I'm not the one that attacked you that cost you the chance to be in that match. That wasn't me. That was Natalia. And I was like, oh, so there might be Natalia. So they're advancing that thing, that storyline that I forgot about. They're advancing that. So I'm like, all right, fair enough. And then we had a matchup, the ladder match between Zack Ryder, I mean, not Zack Ryder, Dolph Ziggler and The Miz for the Intercontinental title. And the promo package for this match was pretty good, and it was kind of making me get into it. And they got started the match, and it was a pretty good match. I'll be honest with you, the WWE Network on the app and the website was having quite a bit of issues for me. Like, it kept stopping, so I didn't get to see a whole lot of this match. But from everything I did see, it seemed like an alright match. I know Ziggler gives it his all in every match, and I know The Miz, from time to time, he can surprise you. Match ended with a very, very messed up nut shot to Ziggler up the ladders. Knock falls down. Miz retains the title, which makes me like, all right. So it feels like less like they want. It feels less of a not towards Ziggler as it does like they're trying to set up for other things later on to have Miz as champion. And I'm honestly surprised Maurice didn't interfere at all. Like, I don't remember one spot where she like did anything. She was just there. So the Miz beat Ziggler clean in the ladder match. So I don't know where Ziggler goes from there. I'm not sure. Like, pretty much the same with Carmella. I don't know where she goes from here, but who knows? We'll see. And then we got the chairs match, which honestly, the whole concept of a chairs match I've never liked since they first introduced it back in 2009 with Batista and The Undertaker. Like, Batista's my all-time favorite. The Undertaker's guy. I immensely respect The Undertaker. I hate him when he beat Batista at WrestleMania, but I respect The Undertaker. The whole concept of a chairs match is not cool. I don't like it. It's a normal match, but also chairs are legal. So it's just like one rung short of a no disqualification match. So it's like, it's whatever. But I was interested in this match because it had Kalisto and then Baron Corbin, who's growing on me. And I'm a fan of Kalisto. Like, probably one of the bigger ones from people I talk to. I'm like, probably a bigger Kalisto fan than most people, but whatever. He's a really cool high flyer. And then match gets started. Kalisto sporting a different gear. He's wearing trunks, not the tights as usual. But the match was pretty good. Like, there was a lot of cool spots. It was the whole. It reminded me of watching Kane and Rey Mysterio fight. Because they're just vastly different sizes, but there's still a story to tell between those two. It's like you don't really get that with Great Khali versus Rey Mysterio, but with Kane there was something about him that you could do that, even though he was gigantic and Rey was so minuscule. But they had great matches. The same with this Baron Corbin versus Kalisto. It felt like that. It was like Kalisto, smaller guy, so he was. For him, it was a matter of, okay, if I gotta get away, I gotta get away from this big guy swinging a chair at me. And with Baron Corbin, it was like just trying to get your hands on this little guy and just throw him against the chairs because it's gonna hurt him a lot. And Kalisto, like a scrappy little dog, kept fighting, and there was a lot of cool spots with the chairs. I was very impressed with Kalisto's performance in this match as well as Baron Corbin's. There's like very insane. There's the spinning suplex Baron does. He got it from the outside of the ring on Kalisto. That was cool. Kalisto's spots from the top rope on Corbin on chairs. Those were awesome. Again, a prediction I got wrong. I thought Kalisto was going to pull it out, but he didn't. And Baron Corbin got the win. And it's one of those things where it's like, okay, they really... And I knew going to this match, the company really, really loves Corbin. They kind of like Kalisto. Since, in the past 3 weeks, there's been more character development with Kalisto. As a guy that's like, I'm not going to take this bullying. Like, I'm not going to just take it. Which is something. At least it got something. That's one of the bigger knocks that they've had with high flyers and luchadors is like, they almost equate the ability to do those things as a character. Which sometimes it'll work. Like there's a couple examples like that can work, but the one that comes to mind for me right now is Neville. Neville has successfully, without talking, emitted a character that has gotten really big with the fans. But most other guys can't quite do that. It requires something, and guys like Kalisto don't get that much time to express that. Neville, he had more time in NXT to express it, but he doesn't here. So these guys that are high flyers, cruiserweights, it ends up in a situation where it's like, okay, we just can't see you watch you do stuff. We want any character, but you can put character because we see a guy like AJ Styles with the World Heavyweight title, and he's got great character, and he's one of the best high flyers in the world. Not to mention, probably the best wrestler in the world. So yeah, they've developed Kalisto a little bit more, and he took this. He lost to Baron Corbin, so I don't know what they're gonna what's next for Kalisto, but hopefully something good because I really want to see him do well. And Corbin, I know he's gonna go to the moon and back because he's pretty good. Like I said, he's growing on me. At first, I didn't like him, but the more he goes in, the more he does what he does. I'm like, all right, cool. And then we got the SmackDown Women's Championship tables match. I liked it. It was a good match. Yet again, another wrong prediction by me. I like watching Becky Lynch wrestle. She's really, really, really good. She's one of my favorite women's wrestlers of all time. And just the way of her style and everything, the way she talks about this is like, it's really, you fall into it. But Alexa Bliss, who's come up from NXT, she's been so good at everything that it's almost like it's hard to see. It's like, yeah, it's hard to deny her that she deserves that title. So this is one of those matches where I was like, I'm pulling for Becky Lynch, but there's a high chance that she's done so well that Alexa Bliss could walk out of here with that title. And they had this match, and it was pretty good. You know, they were going through. Bliss hit her DDT on Becky Lynch on a flat table. The table wasn't set up; it's on the hard part of the table. It looked like it hurt, and then Becky Lynch put her in that disarmor through the table arms, and I was like, and she bent her fingers backward and everything. I'm like, wow, that's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt. And these two women, they know how to go. Becky Lynch, she looks like she's been doing this for a long, long time, and she has. Alexa Bliss, despite her look, despite her size, she can really, really do some damage. And they had a great match, and then at the end, it ends with a powerbomb of Alexa Bliss to Becky Lynch through a table. And Alexa Bliss is the new women's champion. Now, I know Becky Lynch is going to be at the top for a while. And I know they got stuff planned for Becky. Becky's talked about that. She's like, yeah, there's whatever happens, there's good things gonna come Becky's way. Becky's not gonna fall. She's not gonna become like unimportant in any way. And these two can have a great feud if they decide to go that route, like Sasha Charlotte. If they wanted to go that route, they could. But you know, Becky will bounce back. I'm positive. And Alexa Bliss, I just watched Talking Smack, and she seemed kind of emotional about it. Yeah, it's one of those things where like, good job, Alexa. Pretty good. That's like next to Finn Balor is like NXT. These NXT, they can go. Like they were down there, but now they're up here. Now next it's got to be American Alpha's got to win the tag titles at some point. And then who else? Nia Jax's gonna win the women's title very soon, I'm sure, and at least before Mania, or at Mania. And then who else did they draft? Mojo Rawley. If he's not Intercontinental Champion within the next year, that's gonna be a disappointment because World Wrestling Entertainment, he's one of the most entertaining things in the ring when he's doing whatever the heck he's doing. Like, he will not let you forget he used to play for the Arizona Cardinals. So, you know, these call-ups, they were great. These are great picks. There is no denying that. These are great picks. And then Carmella, if somewhere down the road she gets a shot, I'm sure she's going to do great with it because she's done great so far. Once she dropped the whole... After SummerSlam, she's done a great job. And then we ended with the main event, AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose in the match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship TLC match. Great match. I was watching. It's very slow. It dragged on a little bit. There's a lot of like slow, like not rest holds, but there's a lot of just like slow, like so tired kind of things going on, just to like build momentum. But when they were actually doing work, like when they were actually doing moves, it was great. A lot of high spots. AJ Styles yet again proves why he is, in my opinion, the best professional wrestler in the world. Like, the stuff he does, the story he can tell, he can make everyone else around him look better than they are. The best matches a lot of these guys have had this year, like Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns and Chris Jericho, the best matches they've had this year have been with AJ Styles, and that's the reason. That's a special talent when you can make everyone else around you great-er. That is phenomenal. No pun intended. But yeah, it was a great match. Dean Ambrose did a lot of great in this match. He did much better. It was for a moment I was reminded why this guy was United States champion at one point. I was reminded why they call him the Lunatic Fringe. I was reminded why I initially thought he was the leader of the Shield. Because this guy, when he's not cracking jokes or being sarcastic with James Ellsworth, he's actually really good. So yeah, and like a lot of high spots, Dean jumped from a ladder that was on a table, on the announcer table, to AJ Styles, who was on the announcer table, on another announcer table. Jumped from the top of a ladder with an elbow drop, and I was like, dang, that was impressive. And AJ Styles, to combat that, later on in the match, did a 450 splash on Dean, who was outside the ring on the table, did a 450 splash springboard off the ropes. That is a very hard thing to do, to jump off the ropes, period. And to also do a 450 splash and land on him. That was an amazing spot, and it looked brutal. There's a lot more than brutal spots. AJ Styles with his acrobatics, like I said, this dude's freaking amazing. He could do it great. A lot of chair spots. There was a wardrobe. It looked like a wardrobe malfunction with AJ Styles, with his, because it looked like right where, on the rect. Well, let me show you. Well, like there's like a space on like the rectum, where like right where like the hole is, and it looked like that hole kind of like whoever seamstress was, it just kind of like ripped the seams right there, and it kind of like is his flesh, his color, like AJ Styles' white color. It kind of looked like that, so it kind of like his butt was hanging out the tights, like it got ripped, like the seamstress either didn't tie it tight enough, or one of the chairs or something, or whether it just ripped it, or he stretched and it just, and it's like, yeah. So yeah, it looked like there's a little bit of hole, like you're like, hey, that, and it was big enough to where you'd be like, and he was wearing blue trunks like this, and it was like you could see his skin, and it would be like, yeah, it looked like a butt right there. Yeah. So yeah, that was a little bit distracting, a little bit at times, but not any more distracting than watching Alexa Bliss in her outfit. And what was it? And yeah, and the crowd got into it like, what is it called? AJ's butt cheek. But the match was great. Aside from that distracting, the match was pretty darn good. And it was like really impressive what they did. And then at the end, going into this match, I said AJ's gonna win if James Ellsworth does not interfere. James Ellsworth has been, it came off as a joke. The jobber that said something to an interviewer before he took a big L to Braun Strowman. The guy has no chin, bird haircut, bird nose. It's like he's a joke, almost. And I'm not saying that him as a person. I'm saying that character is a joke. And the whole idea of he's beating AJ Styles again and again and again because he never interferes is made both like. The whole pun of James Ellsworth was like the little guy. He's like, I can do it. J-Man ass, two fish can do anything. That bull crap. Look, to an extent that is true, but it looks like a normal guy is in there in the ring with these athletes, these incredible athletes. These guys are in immensely great shape. And he's in there like, hey man, with two fists. And the only reason he wins is because one of these other athletes gets in the ring and messes with stuff. And then he ends up like, he's not even realizing it. He gets the victory. And then his what he did during the Survivor Series match was, okay, I'll buy it. It makes sense and it's kind of cool. But after that, I'm like, he's a distraction. I'm not coming here to see this pun. It's like, I understand there's got to be some entertaining value to this, but he takes up so much of the show on SmackDown. And it's like, this is part of the show that could go towards other superstars. Other superstars who are like, that I want to see wrestle. I want to see him on TV do some great stuff and tell a great story in the ring. Can't do that because we're sitting here spending 20 minutes of a 2-hour show. 20 to 30 minutes is spent towards this guy. Pretty man, or a man with 2 fists can do it. And it's like, I don't want to hear that right now. And it's like, AJ Styles, the best wrestler in the world. He's like, why does he keep jobbing to this guy? God dang. What they did last week or this past Tuesday on SmackDown? Brilliant. AJ Styles beat him up. I was like, yes, just get this character away. And I was worried. I'm like, if this guy interferes and Dean wins because of it, it's like, look, Dean needs me. I need to believe Dean deserves to be world champ. And when he had the title, I didn't quite feel like, I didn't feel like, oh my God, he's a world champ. I didn't feel that. I was like, oh yeah, Dean's champ, obviously holding it for something. And James Ellsworth, I'm just tired of seeing him. So I was worried. I'm like, if this happens, I swear, I'm gonna be really, really upset. But then he does come down, and I was on the phone when it happened. Like I had to handle a business thing, and I was like, yeah. And then he comes out, and I was like holding in all like the no, And then he comes down, and then AJ handles him, and then Dean goes after the title. AJ gets knocked out of the ring for some reason. He gets knocked off the ladder. And then Ellsworth comes and then pushes Dean from the ladder to the outside of the ring where there are tables, and Dean comes crashing. He's at least the floor of the ring is at least 4 to 5 feet above the ground. And he's on top of a ladder, so that's another 10 feet. So that's 15. So that's about a good 20-foot drop from there to through tables on the floor. That was like, oh my God, one of them moments. So, and Ellsworth was just like, so it looks like a turn on Dean Ambrose. He betrayed Dean Ambrose. And he gets in the ring, and AJ gets in the ring, and then he does what he does. He climbs up the ladder, takes that title, he got the world title. He's got an accent. He's from Georgia. He got the world title. Yeah, I was glad he won the title, but then Ellsworth interfered, and it's like, okay, what does this lead to? Is he an AJ fan now? What is this going to? And after I just walked and talking smack, I see what it is. Ellsworth's whole idea, storyline-wise, is that because Dean he took the title, he took the chances of Dean winning the title away from him, because in that match, the last match he beat AJ Styles in the top ladder match for the contract, he put on there, it was like, you get a contract and you get a shot at this world title. And he won the match because Dean Ambrose interfered. So he wanted his world title shot against AJ Styles because he's beat him 3 times because Dean interfered, but he's beyond that because he's loco. He's like, yeah, I truly, he's like, people tell me that. I really believe I really beat him, so I think I can do it again. E-man with 2 hands. Notice he's got a neck brace on when he's saying all this, because AJ Styles done whooped his behind. So I'm like, what the heck? And so he's like, his whole thing is like, okay, AJ has the title. Now I'm going to take my title opportunity up against him and beat him. And then when I beat him, the first guy I'm going to get the title opportunity to is Dean Ambrose, because I know I screwed you over, but I'm going to give you, hey man, I'll give you a shot because you my buddy. So what I believe to happen is, however this match goes on Tuesday, AJ Styles is probably going to beat the crap out of James Ellsworth. Like, the literal crap. Just all of it. And then Dean Ambrose is going to be like, you know what? Like Dan O'Brien said on Talking Smack, he's like, yeah, AJ Styles is going to hurt you, but then Dean Ambrose is going to really hurt you. So, yeah, I'm entertained. Yeah, I'll wait to see what happens. You ain't got to ask me twice. Do you want to see James Ellsworth get beat up on WWE Live TV? Sure, go ahead. I'm game. So, yeah, AJ Styles retains. Thank God, he's the phenomenal one. I gotta get some AJ Styles gear. I gotta get some merchandise. I've been a fan of his for a long time. Gotta get some merchandise now. Yeah. So yeah, that was WWE TLC. Overall, I only predicted one of these matches right, and that was the Randy Orton and Wyatt versus Heath and Rhino for the tag titles. That's the only one. Every other one I got wrong. Well, except for AJ winning, I got that one right too. So I guess that's 2. I can't count. Yeah, that was a unpredictable show, and that was very I'm glad I watched it. That was pretty good. Good job, WWE. You surprised me. Yeah, that was great. So that's my reaction. That's how I feel about the show. Tell me what you guys all think of the show and his channel, whatever you want. Post it all in the comments below. Let me know what you all think. If you think some of these matches should have gone differently, please let me know. We can debate about this, you know what I'm talking about. And yeah, please, if you liked my video, subscribe. You can follow me on the various social medias at Justice Stemmons. I'll see you guys soon. I got more videos to post. Might be something about that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 trailer. It was pretty good. Baby Groot, man. Batista, man. Oh, I love Batista. Ah, so funny. Yeah, so I'll see you guys soon. Hope you enjoyed the video. Keep being awesome.